Hi friends, today I'm going to review the book The Management Shift: How to Harness the Power of People and Transform Your Organization for Sustainable Success by Vlatka Hlupic. Outmoded management. Companies today face waves of unprecedented change. Markets shift unpredictably and new competitors show up without warning. The global marketplace grows increasingly complex and uncertain. Even the pace of change constantly changes. To stay ahead, organizations must adapt and innovate. This requires a labor force of knowledge workers, whose creativity drives innovation. These employees need autonomy, permission to fail and try again, and a culture defined by trust, not hierarchy. Yet many organizations still cling to traditional command and control structures that are ill-suited to innovation-driven business. One cannot help but wonder what the world would be like if the majority of organizations were genuinely authentic, trustworthy, transparent, purposeful and caring. Rigid hierarchy and command-centered management spring from an earlier era, an economy focused on making things. Efficiency and repeatability were paramount. There is a dramatic need for a shift to a new mindset and new management practices, the management shift. Effective organizations must become complex adaptive systems that disperse control broadly and allow leaders to emerge naturally. Adaptability trumps efficiency, and learning becomes more important than following rules. Instead of giving loyalty to a particular leader, knowledge workers should avow their allegiance to a set of principles and values, such as a company's ethics, professional codes, legal codes, and the organizational mission and vision. Organizations and societies are facing many challenges today caused mainly by outdated management practices based on traditional, hierarchical command and control. A firm with a traditional hierarchy runs like a supertanker. Changing course takes a monumental effort. To survive in an innovation economy, firms must be more like sailboats, with clear destinations but flexible paths that respond to the conditions of the moment. For firms to start acting like sailboats, they must undertake the management shift. 5 levels of development. The emergent leadership model uses 5 levels of development to pinpoint how members of an organization engage with their work and with each other, as well as how the company makes progress. The model describes 5 levels for individuals and 5 for organizations. The management shift occurs when individuals or organizations move from level 3 to level 4. Individual development. For individuals, the 5 levels describe various degrees of engagement and effectiveness. Lifeless, employees at this level experience fear, insecurity, apathy and negativity. They get little work done. Few firms can survive for long with employees at this level. Reluctant, employees get some work done, usually just the minimum needed to earn their pay. They operate with low levels of trust and blame others when things go wrong. Controlled, leaders practice command and control, and employees do what they are told. Teamwork may take place, but the teams usually carry out work assigned by a formal leader. Employees hesitate to undertake new initiatives on their own. Enthusiastic, after the management shift, leaders disperse power and authority throughout the organization. Pronouns switch from I to we and from mine to ours as collaboration takes hold. Innovation spreads, and work becomes fun. Limitless, reaching level 4 is a win. Individuals and teams can even reach level 5, at least temporarily. At that level, people believe that anything is possible. They approach their work with energy, passion, wisdom and a sense of doing what they were born to do. Teams achieve breakthroughs and develop game-changing innovations. Organizational development. Companies also move through 5 levels, influenced by the behavior of individuals. Different parts of a company can operate at different levels, but the predominant level will have the biggest influence on organizational culture. As with individuals, the 5 organizational levels describe different degrees of engagement. Apathetic, leaders don't lead, and employees don't care. Pessimism is pervasive, teamwork is absent and people see themselves as victims. About 2% of companies operate at this level. Stagnating, leaders operate by wielding fear, and employees do only the minimum work required. Conflict and burnout are common. Employees disconnect from company values and may not know what they are. About 25% of companies operate at this level. Orderly, companies emphasize rules and procedures, formal authority and traditional structures. Some teamwork takes place, but motivated workers focus their efforts on personal gain and achievement. People may do their job and meet targets, but the culture leaves little room for innovation or creativity. Level 3 firms may remain stable for a while, but have trouble growing or innovating. Some 49% of firms operate at this level. Collaborative, the management shift takes place at this level, resulting in a breakthrough in performance, innovation and engagement. Instead of command and control and fidelity to procedures, the culture embraces trial and error, collaboration and intuition. Trust is high and information flows freely. Companies achieve significant innovation and sustained growth. About 22% of companies operate at this level. Unbounded, at this level, companies enjoy the highest levels of innovation and trust. People believe in the organization's potential and act accordingly. Inspiring leaders bring out the leadership in others, energizing their outstanding performance. The company experiences strong growth and profits, and achieves transformational innovations that may make history. Fewer than 2% of companies consistently operate at this level. The risk of doing nothing is much greater than the risk of taking action. Deep, radical and urgent transformation is required in management practices. Companies that move to levels 4 and 5 both attract and retain talent more readily. Their flattened hierarchy and their embrace of trial and error mean that those most competent to reach decisions can make them more quickly. This leads to better decisions, which in turn lead to improved performance, more satisfied customers and higher profits. The 6-box leadership model. Leaders who want to change their company's culture can choose from an abundance of change management approaches. Many of these approaches contradict each other. Some studies report a roughly 70% failure rate for programs that are designed to bring about organizational change. Even well-known change programs based on empirical research don't specifically address ways to move an organization through the major transformation from level 3 to level 4, that is the specific purpose of the 6-box leadership model. For most organizations, any strategy for a long-term, sustainable performance needs to take into account people and their need for development, learning and growth. The 6-box leadership approach uses a 120-item questionnaire to assess an organization in 6 areas: culture, relationships, individuals, strategy, systems and resources. The first 3 categories cover the firm's people-related aspects and the second 3 concern the process-related aspects. Participants use a 6-point scale to give answers that indicate their agreement or disagreement with such statements as, ethical behavior is part of our culture. Analysts assess the results by various categories, such as department or type of job. If value is created by combining the resources of both employees and shareholders, why should a value distribution favor only shareholders? The company receives a report on its most significant strengths and developmental opportunities. The report leads to an action plan that enables company leaders to determine which steps to take in the short, medium and long term. Sometimes companies have their employees retake the questionnaire after a year to 18 months so they can compare the results with earlier scores. We live in a world of complexity and complex organizations that require too much from too few people up top who don't have the intellectual diversity, the bandwidth capacity and the time to make critical decisions. New leadership. Companies that are promoting autonomy throughout their organizations and achieving strong financial results include 1. Semco, this Brazilian manufacturing, services and high-tech company has grown to more than 40 times the size it was when CEO Ricardo Semler took it over from his father in 1980 and built an organization of dispersed power. 2. Employees set and keep track of their own work hours. All employees can view the company books, and each worker evaluates his or her boss twice a year. 3. HCL Technologies, Vineet Nayar, CEO of this India-based information technologies company, created a corporate culture that inverts the traditional pyramid. Managers must earn their employees' trust and support. 4. Every employee rates his or her boss, and the company posts the results online. 5. The CEO regards his role as asking questions and enabling the company to govern itself. 5. In the first 4 years after he implemented this new leadership style, employee attrition fell by almost 50%, employee satisfaction rose by 70% and the number of customers grew by 500%. 6. Brand velocity. This Atlanta management consulting organization calculates employee pay using a point system untethered from hierarchy. 7. People are able to earn a higher salary than their supervisors by doing excellent work, and any employee can inspect the company's financial statements. 7. The company enjoys sustained growth and profitability. 8. Zappos. This Nevada-based online shoe and apparel retailer has a flat organizational structure that emphasizes top-down decisions. 8. The firm's culture centers on making customers happy and having fun at work. 9. Within its first 9 years, Zappos reached $9 billion in annual sales. Ushering in change. What happens if a business decides to stay with traditional, top-down management? If your business relies on quality control, safety and security, and if you work in an industry environment relatively untouched by change, you could continue with traditional management. Your employees might not feel inspired, but you would meet your targets. On the other hand, if you depend on knowledge workers to unleash their creativity and enthusiasm to drive innovation, the only way to engender long-term growth is to undertake the management shift. Executives need to take action, to challenge the conventional wisdom, which we are now realizing is not so wise, and embrace emerging management practices. Switching to management based on collaboration, autonomy, values and purpose benefits companies by putting them on a more sustainable path to growth. This strategy helps people by making their jobs more fulfilling, but its benefits extend beyond individuals and companies. As more organizations adopt this approach, whole societies will change, because companies will be stronger and the members of the workforce will be more satisfied and productive. Firms can move their focus beyond shareholders and toward their customers, employees and communities. Profitability depends on trust, purpose, reputation and values, and these should be embedded in everything a company does. You don't have to be a chief executive to undertake this change. At any level, you can join with like-minded people in your organization to work for change. You could start a management shift movement in your company, or join the management shift group on LinkedIn. Even incremental change can have an impact, sending ripples through a company and society. When a critical mass of people anchors their work and their lives at levels 4 and 5, the world will change, leaving a positive legacy for the next generation. Takeaways. 1. Command and control management causes companies to underperform. 2. Today's economy needs knowledge workers, a group that thrives when given autonomy. 3. Effective organizations today must behave like complex adaptive systems that disperse control and allow leaders to emerge naturally. 4. To embrace this adaptation, wise companies undertake the management shift. 5. This shift occurs when a firm's culture moves from orderly to collaborative. 6. Individual mindsets must change, too, from controlled to enthusiastic. 7. Only 45% of U.S. workers consider their jobs satisfying, fewer than 15% report being strongly energized by their jobs. 8. The 6-box leadership model helps companies assess culture, relationships, individuals, systems, strategy and resources. 9. Firms can move their focus beyond shareholders and toward their customers, employees and communities. 10. Companies that thrive under this model include Zappos, Semco, and Brand Velocity. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell to stay updated on my latest uploads. Thank you so much for watching.